Hey YouTube, this is Prometheus giving you guys more than the meta. So guys, if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button. I'm going to show you some gameplay. I'm really going to try to focus on showing you guys defensive gameplay moving forward and things that I'm doing right now on defense. Now I do want to let you know that I do have a Patreon if you guys are interested in getting more information about some of the things I do. Currently right now I'm building out a mega monster scheme out of the spread playbook. In the upper right hand corner, I've got roughly about almost 20 different gameplays you guys can take a look at, and also a breakdown of 8 different formations and mega schemes that really help you attack your opponent and help you read your opponent. So you want to go and check that out. Want to show you basically how I'm running basically the cover 6 defense. In particular, it's out of the 2-4 nickel defense, and I'm going to show you how I run this defense against how I use this so I can adjust to my opponent's changes and stuff like that. I'm going to make some additional add-ons to this, but it is out of the New England playbook, but basically the 2-4 is a very common formation you can find in multiple different playbooks, especially if you got a defense that runs 34. One of the adjustments is cover 1 hole. I like to go ahead and use the cover 1 contain, or the cover 1 contain is a base defense, and then I use the Overstorm Brave opposed to the Silver Shoot Pinch. And usually when I'm jumping into gameplay, one of the things I jump onto is the cover 6. Now, in cover 6, I'm either going to use this linebacker right here, or I'm going to use this defensive guy right here. These are going to be 2 guys I'm going to use, and I'm going to be shifting my line depending on where I think there's going to be a threat to the defensive line. And then occasionally what I'll do is I'll take these guys and put these guys into flat zones to take away any kind of 3 wide receiver type shell of looks. But right here I have basically a 2x2 type situation. So right here I'm just going to go and run the defense and try to use my safety down in the box. He gets a couple of bounces on the defensive line, but you could see the L1 trap really didn't do anything. Now cover 3, I'm pulling this particular play out. I'm using palms in this gameplay. I think I used the cover 9 because I was really kind of exploring with the cover 9, but I would say palms is better because it does a really good job against trip sets, and it makes it difficult for your opponent to read that. So we've got basically a 2x2 set. I've got a guy over here, I got another guy right here, 1 here and 1 here. So I'm just going to, because he's ran on the previous play, I'm going to go ahead and assume he's going to run, and I think what it did is I jumped into the QB contain. So what I like to do is I like to take these guys and put these into seam flats or hard flats, and then I've got a QB contain, and my job is to use this guy, preferably to blitz, and then essentially see if he can actually run the ball. He does run the ball, and you can see basically all these guys. This guy's coming down into a run fit. It's a pretty hard run. Even though he picks up some yards, I want to make sure that he knows that he's got real tight running lanes. So I've got a trip set over here. I got 1, I've got 2, I've got 3 is my trip set. Basically what I do is I jump into cover 2, or actually stay in cover 6, and I shift my line over to take away any kind of a run. So the line is going this way. You can see that these guys are essentially going to get reach. It's going to make these guys not relevant, and then these guys will fill in the gaps. So I'm ready, waiting for him to run the ball. I've also dropped this defensive back into a flat to take away any kind of other things underneath. I overshoot the gap, but you can see the gap was there. I just didn't shoot it correctly, but you could see the defense was sound. So now I jump into cover 9 coverage, and because there's a single receiver right here that's going to get locked up with this guy, I think what I did is I might have matched up this guy, but I'm a free agent over here. So I'm going to pull this guy down and actually go ahead and see if I can match up over there. So he's got 4 guys right over. He misses his read. I've got matching principles with my 3 rec. He actually throws into my 3 rec. I'm able to go to get interceptions. So basically those 4 wide receiver sets can become a huge issue, but for him, he didn't know what to do with it. I'm able to go ahead and go up by 14-0. I think this is the only drive that actually had really good success. He's got a heavy set here, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and take my line and shift it towards the heavy set. If he wants to run backside, that's fine. That's my responsibility. I've got these two guys playing run fits, but I want majority of my defense on the strong side of the formation. He does do a counter, which is actually a really good play, but I'm able to go and shoot the gap right there past his blocker. Counters just don't work as well as they used to. So right here, I'm in cover 6, and I should be taking this guy, putting him in a flat. I shift these guys over to take away any kind of an inside zone. And I'm going to go ahead and user this guy. And really what my responsibility is to do is to press this guy. So if he decides to go over the top, he matches up with this guy, and then actually try to take anything that's going to come back over the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ride him, and then once he gets to basically a hash mark, I'm going to come back down with the route. He does run the ball, and you can see right there he's got nowhere to go there because I basically shifted my defensive line and put him in a bad bind. So right here, I think I go into aggressive man blitz. I've been using that safety. As you can see, the pressure comes in, and almost get an interception in that type of situation with a screenplay. It would have been beautiful to be able to show you that. So 4th and 10, no huddles. I think what I did is I go ahead and switch this up into basically cover 6, soft squats. And I'm looking for basically the 3 to come over. I'm anticipating this guy to come over the middle of the field. I'm also trying to look for the middle of the field, but what he did is he's got a wheel route over here. He's got a deep post, and then I was carrying, anticipating someone coming over, and I misread the read. He actually is able to go and hit that route and actually get a first down, just barely, but he'll come back to that play later on in the gameplay. So I just wanted to point that out to you. So back at it again. Right here, I go and jump into cover 2. And really what I'm doing right now is to activate cover 2 match, I'm putting these guys into soft squats. This guy was not a soft squat and actually got a cover 2 match. So I didn't set it up correctly because I think I tried to go and slip in a contain so just in case. And what happens is that because this guy is in a match, he actually goes to the inside defender and he carries with them. So if I left this guy into basically a cover 2 cloud, he would have been out there for this route. But it was a good read by him, really good decision. Bad decision by me from the standpoint. So anytime I see trip sets, so if I see bunch, I see 3 wide receivers on one side. What I'll typically do on my defense is I'm going to drop one guy into a flat to take away any kind of a flat route. So that's typically what I like to do. I think I might have stayed in cover 6. See how I shifted these guys off? I wanted to take away any kind of a running lane, such as an inside zone. And I've got this guy dropped into a flat route. So what that does is it takes away any kind of a flat route. It kind of clogs up his passing lane a little bit. And right here, I'm actually kind of looking for any kind of an underneath route. He checks down for that route. Which I'm not going to get mad at that because that's a sound defense. I had guys everywhere, so it wasn't like he got a free run. It was a potentially contested catch. So back into cover 9 right now. He throws right over my user, gets a good completion in that type of situation. He's able to go ahead and get the ball down into the red zone. I go into basically cover 9 again and put a hard flat out there. I should be pulling this defender down and usering him. Because I'm playing 3-rec hook and I'm not playing smart defense right now. He actually goes ahead and throws right to my defensive back right there, and I'm able to go to get an interception because he just doesn't know where to go with the ball with the cover 6. So a lot of people just don't understand how to play against cover 6 and match defenses. They'll try to read all the entire field and they don't isolate the reads, and as a result they get themselves in a bind. So third quarter here, actually, unfortunately, I had a situation where I ran a defense previously at the very end of the half, which was an aggressive man blitz. I had man align on, had my defenders out of position. You can see how I was making adjustments. I was trying to actually make adjustments. My guy fell on his face. I had fat thumbs in that type of situation. So he caught me in a defensive look that he wanted, and as a result, he started no huddling. You could see I picked up on the block. I don't have my guys in the box to help defend against the run. So you can see I got shift right now. I should be dropping this guy into a flat to take away kind of a flat read, and my responsibility is to press this guy and let him carry, and once he carries, I want to undercut it and come back down here again and see if he checks down to the flat or off to the right. But you can see I've got my guys man to line, and that's just not necessarily what I want to do. But for me, he ran the RPO. As a result, I'm able to go and get a stop against him. So, this is a play that a lot of people have a hard time stopping. And me, with just the dumb setup of my defense, I'm able to go ahead and stop him because I had an extra guy over there. So you can see I'm switching out to baseline. I'm a baseline person because I don't want my opponent to have any kind of a tell. Right here, I shift my guys over. I'm actually using the right defender, and this is actually, it was a man blitz, but I've got zone drops out there. And my responsibility is to cover up that deep route, able to go and get a blitz against him, set him up. He goes back to this 4 wide receiver set, and I think I blitzed my one guy off the edge, and he actually makes a throw, and I get a contested catch right there. So 4th and 10, this is where I get out of my defense that he's been struggling with for pretty much the entire game. I get out of my defense and I jump into a 34. I figured I'd just blitz the hell out of him, go with a cover 4. I'm going to go and pull my defender in the down just to kind of give him more of a threat. I'm going to go down here and play this guy, and I carried with the underneath route. He throws right over the middle with a post and actually gets it in. So he must have saw a defense that he liked. A lot of people run 34 on defense, and he basically ate it up. So that was my fault. I should have stayed in cover 6. I basically blitzed them that way, but I chose to go ahead and use 34. So up 21-7 right now. I go into cover 2, and he actually throws into a contested area right there. So he got it, but I don't feel bad about the soundness of that defense. It was a cover 2 that I turned into a cover 2 match, and guys were just falling back into it. So now I'm in cover 6 in this type of situation. Basically, I'm running these guys right here. I go across the middle. He throws once again into contested area that could have been intercepted. It should have been intercepted in that type of situation. So he's not reading this cover 6 correctly. So right here I go with the contain. Outside, he comes back to this play that he hit me with before, and you can see he's got lead blockers. I didn't carry correctly. So I'm anticipating, because he needs a score right here, he's going to run the same play. So this time what I do is I want to put another defender in that area. So let's see if I get the play art. I put this guy into a hard flat, so that's going to put another defender playing this area. And I'm going to go ahead and try to cover up anything that comes across the middle of the field. Right here he checks it down. Good read. That's fine. He does spot route. He's running the play stock. He goes in no huddles again. I'm still waiting for him to go ahead and use that play, so I hard flat this guy out. So I want to take away that one route that he was just destroying me with previously. And now I go ahead and do the crossing routes right here. He throws into my defensive back on the backside with the match, and I'm able to go to get interception. So, guys, I just want to kind of show you, this gameplay. Game pretty much was over with. Tried an onside kick just to see if I can get it. He actually misthrows the ball. I get an interception at the very end of the game. So thank you for your support, guys. If you guys want to get more gameplay tips or more than the meta, just go to my Patreon. For $1 you can access my other gameplays on how I run my schemes, and if you want to see full ebook write-ups, it's for $5. I can show you that. So thank you for your support, guys. Until next time.